Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Al Show. Bad news today, ladies and gentlemen. TNA TJ. TNA TJ is not going to be able to be with us. This is pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys are going to believe this or not. As we're pulling up to the house today to get ready for the radio show, out of nowhere, Ultimate Warrior with his car nails TNA TJ. Comes off the road, hits TNA TJ was on the sidewalk, nails TNA TJ, starts yelling and screaming something about codes and legends, and he takes off. So I don't know how we're going to do the show without TNA TJ today. He got hurt. I guess he's in the hospital. The ambulance showed up. We told them. They don't believe us. They don't think that the Ultimate Warrior would waste his time on a show like us. So I don't know. Oh, here he is, TNA TJ. Never mind, everybody. He's here. He's fine. You all right?
I'm all right, I think. Where are we?
Do you have your mental capabilities to do the show today?
Are we on?
We're on. We're on live. This is a radio show that we do every week at 6 o'clock, wrestling radio show.
WCW's on yet?
WCW, yes. WCW is still on.
Oh, what are we doing?
Well, we're talking about WCW Nitro and Diamond Dallas Page.
It's been Saturday night, though.
Saturday night is on right now, yes, I know.
TBS.
It's TBS. It's a bad idea for us that we're doing this to have it on at the same time.
I'm missing my Scott Norton now. I'm missing Scott Norton right now doing a big clothesline. And he's yelling at the ref. I can see it now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here comes the shoulder bracer. It's over with. 1, 2, 3, of course. Scott Norton just won the heavyweight title on Saturday night. Isn't that unbelievable?
We have a caller, 239. You're on right away with the Big Al Show. Buff Daddy? 239. Story?
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
You are on with the Big Al Show.
What's good?
What's going on, man? What do you want to talk about today?
What's there to talk about? Mickie James going to TNA. What do you guys think about that?
Mickie James. Well, I heard that. Is that for sure now?
Yes, for sure. She's starting on the show October 7th when TNA goes live.
Well, I'm not really a big Mickie James fan. I don't, the Divas I don't think are going to change anything in TNA, so I don't think that's a big name. I don't think they could do much with it. Are you a Mickie James fan?
Nah, I just like her from the WWE days, and I've seen her wrestle live. And I've actually won a thing, or like this one thing, and I had to go have lunch with her and Tommy Dreamer, so she's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. What was that like?
Weird. I don't know. It was like a lot of people were taking pictures, and I don't know, they get followed by a lot of people and crazy fans, and it's just weird. They can't even go out places without having, like, people come up to them.
Caller, you there? I think we had a disconnect there with the caller.
I definitely would not recognize Mickie James or Tommy Dreamer.
I would recognize Tommy Dreamer. I'd recognize Mickie James, but maybe not. I think any wrestling fan would recognize.
Well, wrestling.
Tommy Dreamer. I think most wrestling fans would definitely bother with Tommy Dreamer. And you have to remember, he had a very, very, very big following.
I'll pass.
No one I'm even on Dreamer, but Mickie James had a huge following in WWE for a while. She was their champion multiple times. I know you're not into the female wrestling.
Not them. I'm not into either one of them. I'll pass on that autograph.
You're going to pass. Okay. Caller 111. I hope that's not the Ultimate Warrior. Tommy Dreamer. I think most wrestling fans would definitely bother with Tommy Dreamer. 111. You're on with the Big Al Show. I'm hearing myself.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, what's up? You're on with the Big Al Show.
Hi, Big Al. This is David Gorman ringing you from Ireland.
Hey, all the way from Ireland. What's up, man? How's it going?
Not too bad, and you?
Pretty good. Just taking it easy here on a Saturday.
Good. I'm enjoying the show anyway. Hello?
Thank you. So, what do you want to talk about today? Fit Finley? Fit Finley?
Who? No, not
Fit
Finley.
Finley?
Haven't seen him in ages. No, I don't know where he is. He doesn't seem to be around on the wrestling circuit anymore. Is he gone?
That's he's working backstage with Vince, helping out, I guess.
Oh.
I went to a show here in Miami. We saw him leaving, so he's not on TV, but I guess he's doing stuff back there.
Oh, cool. At least they're keeping him in anyway. That's good.
There you go.
You won't forget to give a shout out to those people in Give Kids World Village for me, will you?
Yes, absolutely. Hey, I didn't even know this was you. I talked to you on Twitter. Go ahead and tell everybody about that.
Yes. Sorry?
Could you go ahead and tell everybody about that?
Oh, yeah. My son is 13 years of age. He has cystic fibrosis. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yes, sir.
Good. And he got granted a wish. He's in and out of hospital a lot of time over here. And he got granted a wish from the amazing people here in Ireland. And they took the whole family, all expenses paid, to Orlando. And we got to stay in that fantastic place called Give Kids World Village, where the people there are unbelievable. It's just, when you go into the place, you don't want for anything. And they look after all the children, everyone in the family, not just the sick child that the wish has been granted, but to everybody. And I mean, just if anybody else is on your show is listening, or any of the wrestlers out there are listening, they'd love to see them there, because I know a lot of the characters from Universal and Disney come in to see the children during the week. It's just an amazing place. If you ever got to see it, you'd understand. It's unbelievable.
That is beautiful that they did that for your son. That is wonderful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
In Orlando, tell everybody what's it called again?
Give Kids the World Village. It's in Kissimmee in Orlando. Yeah.
In Kissimmee, Orlando. Wonderful. Okay. Give Kids
all right,
the World
big guy,
Village.
listen. Yeah, listen, I'm going to say goodnight because I want to...
And for
no
calling
worries
in.
at all.
I appreciate it.
Great show. Good night.
Thank you, sir. This is one of my buddies on Twitter I was talking with. They granted his son a wish in Orlando. Give Kids the World Village. I almost forgot to give them a shout-out because we were talking about this on Monday. Well, there it is. So there it is. And, of course, that's always good. We hear so much bad news on the news all the time. Good to hear people doing something good for someone in the world. And call all the way from Ireland. We appreciate that. Yes. So, guys, we're going to get into some news. We want to thank everybody for sticking with us here in the chat room. As always, we want to give a shout-out to all you guys. Ted Turner. Ted Turner is not in the chat room today, my friend. I'm giving a shout-out. Definitely sorry for that. We have Daniel from... in New England. No, he's not from New England. New Hampshire. No. Keep going. Florida. Scotland. No. You really did get hit hard by the Ultimate Warrior today. For you guys joining us, TNA TJ is a little out of it. Ultimate Warrior nailed him. Hit him with his car today. Grim, as always, thank you, brother. The Luchadors. Yes. All our guests. Inge is here. Thank you, Inge. Haven't seen her in a little bit. Loyal TNA fan as always. He's always looking forward to the Big Al show. UCW fan. And Talk Wrestling Live. Welcome, Talk Wrestling Live. We always like to see the other talk shows stopping by and having a listen. So Talk Wrestling Live, you are welcome here as well. So we're going to get started. Let's go over the news. Let's have some fun. You guys go ahead, and if you're old enough, have a beer. Oh, if you're too young to do that, have some Mountain Dew. That always hops me up when I was a kid. Surge, if you can find it. And we're going to start talking about some wrestling. Yes. All right, so let's get right into it. What's the big news? What's the big news happening right now in the world of wrestling? I mean, what is just, we have to talk about it right away. Rumors of Eugene back to the WWE are untrue. Eugene, that's my buddy. It's Eric Bischoff's brother. Yeah, son. Right. That's him. Well, he is not going to WWE. I don't know why. Rumors keep coming. In the loop. He's awesome. As to his status. He can't get a job with TNA, I guess. He was good. Right. He went on the tour with Hogan. Remember when Hogan last year went on the tour with Flair to Australia? He was good. Eugene was, I don't know if he was good. Why are you such a, you really make it extremely hard, so I guess that's the only excuse. He was. He had the curly black hair. He was good. He did the grapple. Oh, yeah. Eugene was awesome. He was the best. He was great.
He was.
Matt Hardy is frustrated with the WWE.
Should go join his brother Jeff.
Do you think he should? Would you like that?
No. I wouldn't care.
Right. I know you're not a Hardy Boys fan.
Matt Hardy hurt his ankle the other day.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Quote, unquote. It's funny you mention that because he tweeted, he's so frustrated, he tweeted that he's tired of being, quote, unquote, hurt, misused. He said he's earned respect, you know, he should be respecting the business, and they're showing him no respect, and something has to change.
So he's championship quality.
He's taking a stand.
What does he want? He wants to be heavyweight champion? Is that what he wants?
Well, I think he wants to be on TV a little more. I sure haven't heard of, you know, Matt Hardy doing much since what? They almost involved him in an angle with Drew McIntyre, and that kind of got scrapped early, didn't really go anywhere. Like, what have they done with Matt Hardy? I'm not a Matt Hardy fan, but I mean,
maybe another brother?
Another brother, like a fake brother?
Yes.
Kind of like 3D. Okay. Steve Hardy? Steve Hardy, ladies and gentlemen. It's Steve and Matt Hardy. You know, it seems like you could, right? Just replace Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Steve Hardy.
It's their brother-in-law.
Yeah, brother-in-law. Whatever. Yeah, the new Hardy Boys coming soon.
2V.0.
Bad news, more bad news for WWE. I love Bad News Brown. Shout out to him. More real terrible news. Money in the Bank rules. Last year in July, the pay-per-view was Night of Champions. 267,000 buys. That's pretty good. That's really good. But this year, their pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. You know, Vince and these gimmick pay-per-views because they're going to sell. You know, put a funky little title on it, Fatal 4-Way, Money in the Bank, whatever. It's gonna work. Down to 189,000. Now that's still great. I mean, by any other measure, but you could see compared to last year, this gimmick stuff is not working. Can we please be a little more traditional? I know that we've gone new school in wrestling, but I mean the pay-per-view stuff is ridiculous.
Old names are boring, man.
Yeah, boring and dull. They need something flashy, in your face now.
Yeah.
Let's just title it after a cool match. Yeah. And have special little gimmick matches. Like, you know, they used to have that. It was called Royal Rumble and Survivor Series. He did it twice a year. It meant something. They had these little gimmick sorts of matches. I loved them. They were great pay-per-views because they weren't happening every month. Yeah. You know, SummerSlam, you look forward to it. You knew you were going to get big matches, singles matches, a great tag team match for the titles. WrestleMania, of course. What do you have to say about WrestleMania? You already know. So the other two pay-per-views, gimmick pay-per-views, but they didn't happen so often. Now, every month. We could go on and on about it, but it's not going to change. How you feeling? Are you all right now?
Huh?
Are you okay now? Are you going to sue him? He has a lot of money. Does he? He does. I can't believe he took it this far. It seems like his real grudge is against you. He never seems to come after me. He has it out for you.
He's a weird guy.
Obviously, he hit you with a car today. TNA fans, loyal TNA fan in the chat, one of our friends, he is so loyal to TNA, and he's probably going to be crying because on Thursday, there's not going to be any TNA.
What? Why?
It's being preempted.
Terrible.
By Gangland. They're having a Gangland marathon.
Real gangs. I actually saw that show. Not bad.
The microphone's over here, TNA TJ.
Oh.
You're really out of it today.
Gangland rules.
Got to leave you guys alone for 1 minute with TJ, and you guys all know what that means. Are you ready? Here it comes.
Yeah. So, you know, I was thinking of a new name for wrestling. I called up Ted Turner. Well, I wish I could have. And I wanted to be Tradition Wrestling, Tradition Championship Wrestling, TCW. So it's not WCW. It's now TCW. It's going to be old school traditional wrestling. Vince. That's it.
That was great, TNA TJ. Yeah, everybody, he's online. TNA TJ called me out of nowhere this week talking about how he met Ted Turner and they were going to start Tradition Championship Wrestling.
Strictly tradition.
This guy has problems, huh? Last week, he says Jim Ross, not in his top 5 announcers. Eric Bischoff, however, he is. You're agreeing with that.
Eric Bischoff. Okay, it's close.
I don't think you really thought that one through.
No, I did.
Yes, you always thought Bischoff was a little better.
Good, man.
But he was okay. He was
Zabisco is better
a little underrated.
than everyone right now.
What?
Zabisco.
Right.
He's better than everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Every announcer.
Jerry Lawler.
Okay, they're close.
What?
Yeah.
You're out of your freaking mind.
Zabisco got a pop.
Larry Zabisco and Jerry the King Lawler?
Dude, when he stood up.
Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, I'm serious. When he stood up.
Zabisco's cool, bro, but I mean, come on.
Dude.
When he stood up on Nitro, I know, man. That happened for a minute.
No, he did the 2-finger salute and everybody loved him. Remember they looked at Zabisco? Yeah. Remember when he wrestled again?
It was amazing.
Did you like him when he wrestled again against Scott Hall? He wasn't going to take it.
Sure. Apparently, TNA offered Luna a spot at Hardcore Pay-Per-View. It's a Hardcore Pay-Per-View. Correct. You forgot her last week, and we showed you a picture, and you remembered.
Yes. Terrible.
TNA offered her a spot. Mick Foley, I guess, heard about her house burning down. They were going to let her be a valet. She turned him down, saying she was retired. I guess they said she was retired. Obviously, she was going through a lot right then. Not parking cars.
Oh.
She was going to be a valet, like bring someone out to the ring.
Oh.
You know, if you're really hurt for money, you become
Park our TNA wrestler cars.
No, that would be terrible. But it wouldn't be below TNA. I think they might do it.
Yeah. Just work on tips.
Well, they were like we said before, they were paying most of these ECW guys $500.
Big money.
$500 to come back and do
break your ankle.
Too bad. Yeah, you break your ankle. You make $500.
Cut yourself with the razor tonight.
Huh. Yeah, we want a good blade job for this 500, pal. And you better take that chair shot to the head.
That's right.
You better take it like a man.
We need you to jump from the second story on a table.
How ridiculous is wrestling getting these days, by the way?
Sad face. Hey, Kane's mad.
Kane is mad again with his brother, The Undertaker. These guys will never learn. Boy, just like some brothers, to be getting back into it.
Took his powers.
Well, at least, you know, Kane, it just shows you when WWE wants to focus on a wrestler, they can focus on him, because forever Kane was just losing left and right and was a super jobber. Now he's a champion involved in a feud with his brother, and he's completely getting the best of him, as you would expect in an early on in the feud. The heel's going to get the man, but
younger.
He's not young, dude. There's nothing young going on in that feud.
The young brother.
Okay. You know, WWE still does have their veterans. They do. I think, you know, both TNA and WWE have their veterans. Triple H is missing in action, I guess, not coming back. They say now it's till fall. Brett, originally it was supposed to be summer. Well, Bret Hart is just like, hey, yeah, everybody, Bret's going to wrestle. And just kidding, you know. He's just sort of a, what are you doing with him now? If he's not the GM, he's just kind of a wrestler, but at the same time he's, I don't know. He's not wrestling, so I guess he's just sort of a mic guy.
He comes out and just talks shit. I don't like what you are doing. I mean, that's really what he does.
He's old school, but he's old school. And I still watch, and when I see, to be fully, you know, when I look at Bret Hart on the mic, you know, he was never the greatest on the mic, and he's still so much better than almost all the young guys in wrestling today. And it just goes to show you how far we have fallen. A lot of times we blame the promoters, and that can be true, Dixie. A lot of times we blame the wrong people, though. I think, in all due respect to all wrestlers, but sometimes they just don't have it. And some people just aren't cut out to be a wrestler. And just because, you know, you like a particular look of a wrestler, or you think, and, you know, you like them, that doesn't mean they're ever going to get over they can be a main eventer just because they're pushed. I mean, you can push someone to the sky. They might not have it. They don't have it. Some guys just don't have it. Right? I think a lot of the guys in TNA right now don't have it. And I think a lot of the young crop in the WWE does not have it. Now, I was never down on Sheamus early, but at the same time, he's pretty good. He's good on the microphone. He's fairly fun to watch in the ring. I see that. Now, you know, you contrast that with a guy like Jack Swagger. Now, let's talk about the titles, because Vince doesn't really give a shit about the World Heavyweight title, does he? That's not his world title. And they're saying this week that they're getting rid of, eventually, this is just a rumor, they're going to get rid of the multiple titles. They're going to have one world champion, one intercontinental champion, a women's champion, and a tag team champion. And that's how it should be, right?
Always.
Maybe even throw in a cruiserweight champion. How about that?
I like the cruiserweight.
And if you wanted to do it, and I'm not all for this many belts. I've never been into a lot of belts.
What are you going to give it?
You could do a hardcore belt.
Oh.
If you wanted to. I wouldn't, but I'm saying, that's okay. And let me say this. If you really want to have silly belts, and they have so many belts right now, bring back the six-man belts.
Yeah.
Used to have an NWA six-man title. And WCW, I believe, used it as well. So let's bring back those six-man titles.
Well, TNA would love
that. Would be, TNA would love them, but hey, if they have so many of those matches anyway, at least they'd be fighting for belts.
Right. Hogan should come out next week, right, and do that. We're changing TNA, dude. We're going to go six-man.
The main belts will be six-man belts. I'm all for that.
You're going to see the six best in the ring tonight. Always.
So you remember how VIP called into the show and talked about Jersey Shore was going to be on the WWE a couple times and maybe even a pay-per-view? Well, John Cena was on Jimmy Fallon. He didn't confirm it, but he said that Jersey Shore would be right at home in the WWE, and they keep mentioning it on WWE TV.
Yeah.
Yes, he's always bringing it up. So I think eventually it looks like VIP will once again be accurate. I think that's going to be 2 for 2. Or 2 for 3. Which one did he miss?
He missed his man winning.
Well, that wasn't an exclusive. That was his prediction, Bobby Lashley, before Lashley got beat up. Is Bobby Lashley coming back to TNA? Does anybody want to see him back?
He's a better actor than a UFC fighter.
Yeah, he's probably, I guess he was an overrated UFC fighter, but anyone can lose in the UFC at any time.
Yes.
Grim's going nuts in the chat.
Why?
Dudleys. We don't know what's going to happen with the Dudleys.
They're gone.
We do not know. Are they coming back to TNA? Now, they say it's a long shot, but that it's not impossible that they could still end up back in the WWE. The problem is Devon, I guess, they say he has a lot of luggage. He's a little vocal in the back. So, Brother Devon, would they bring him back? Maybe. At least then they could call them the Dudley Boys. They're glad.
Boring right now. I don't know. They don't look like the same old Dudley Boys that I knew.
Did you watch Raw?
I watched SmackDown a little bit.
I asked you if you watched Raw.
What was the main event? You got to recap, and then I'll go, oh, yeah.
That was the Nexus versus Orton, Edge, Jericho, Wade Barrett won.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett won on his terrible finish.
I guess it's too much, right, every week to have Randy Orton winning. I always like to see Randy Orton just beasting out there.
Okay,
I think it's the best when he does the sort of John Cena routine and just clears house. At least he's a badass. The crowd loves him. Great as a face. But John Cena, boy, did he get like 75% cheers, 25% boos on average everywhere he goes.
Sure.
And in some places maybe 50-50 split. And sometimes you hear the boos maybe drowning out the cheers a little because the cheers are from the younger fans. But I like John Cena. I like
cheesy guy.
No, I know that. Dude, there's a lot cheesier in wrestling and have always been than John Cena. You could point out a lot of wrestlers who've been a lot cheesier.
Vanilla Ice,
no. Speaking of John Cena, we actually do have a little John Cena in this. Apparently, there's an anonymous wrestler.
Because he's gay.
The anonymous, what? No.
Oh.
He's married. John Cena's married. Apparently there's an anonymous wrestler that said a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, Vince McMahon gave a speech backstage about how he needs someone to climb over everyone else, step on whoever you got to step on, and grab that brass ring, whatever the hell you mean. Vince McMahon. And I guess after the speech, a couple of wrestlers came up to Vince, one of them being John Cena, said, I'm your man. I'm the guy for that job. So, I guess this anonymous wrestler, whoever he is very upset with John Cena. I hate the anonymous stuff. Unless, I suppose, what if he's still in the WWE right now?
Luger?
Wasn't Luger, bro. Luger hasn't been in WWF in forever. I'm pretty sure he hasn't been since the whole Yokozuna thing. I don't think Luger ever went back. I could be wrong, unless I missed a special appearance.
He was good.
Luger body slamming Yokozuna on the ship. That was pretty cool.
He was good. Big guy.
Of course. I know Luger was good. We talk about Luger. Oh, boy.
Well, what, he used to get hit? So he did. He goes, oh! That was great. But he always was cut up, huh? 50% body fat. Jesus, man. That guy ate paper for dinner. That guy was, sure, how do you have 2% body fat? There's no wrestler as big as Luger right now. Total package. There never will be another.
I'm 100% with you on the total package. I do love Lex Luger. You know, all his problems now. What side?
His problems?
Well, he's getting into drugs. Again? I haven't heard from him lately, so I guess he's back on the track.
Well, that's true, because he's getting a little heavy set.
Well, he's getting heavy, then he's getting real skinny.
Well, that's when he needs the steroids. That's what
he doesn't need anymore. Luger does not need to say,
sure.
Steroids.
Nobody wants Luger, fat Luger.
Nobody wants Luger anymore. TNA TJ. Still think wrestling companies want less Luger.
If he came out cut, right? I mean, back in shape, came out of nowhere, and torture rack a champion, the crowd would
if he came out of a time machine and torture rack someone, yes.
No.
That'd be awesome. If Luger from 1990 came out, I will be all with it.
Okay, but let's
Luger
say
from right now,
yeah.
can't.
So why?
Because he's 50.
So what?
He can't look like he's 25 anymore.
50-year-olds are bad looking?
Dude, you can't wrestle anymore. You got to give it up on Lex Luger, man.
So Sid Vicious can. Puff that.
You're legit.
All the other guys can.
You really? This isn't a joke for you. You think Lex Luger can still wrestle right now?
Get a pop. Dude, I can name a ton.
Let's see what the chat thinks. Chat, what do you think? Lex
They're so young.
Lex Luger wrestling now?
You guys got a YouTube?
Should we bring him back?
Yes. That's an easy one.
Welcome to the chat, Portia Anderson.
Oh.
Welcome, Canadian Mad Max.
Oh, man.
We're having a good time in the chat. We hope everyone's having a good time, and I hope everybody is having a good time who's listening to us in the archives. We get a lot of our listeners to the archives, and the show always doing good, and it's all thanks to you fans who are listening, all of our listeners. We appreciate you. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
We love it.
Yes.
We're going to keep on going, keep on going. Got the year anniversary coming up in a few months.
Ooh.
You know, not for a little while, January.
Nice.
So that's going to be a fun show. We got to do something real big for that. So stay with us. And, of course, join us on YouTube. We got to get the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show going up back again. Facebook us.
Oh.
Just put in Kick-Ass Wrestling Show. It'll pop right up.
Where's the German fans?
German fans?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any German fans.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from any.
I'd ask about Alex Wright.
I bet he was popular in
That's
Germany.
what I'm saying. Remember when we went to Berlin?
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was a bad guy.
Steve Austin complimented CM Punk on Twitter. Said he likes his work. Said, do his thing, kid.
Yeah.
I guess he heard about CM using his music and the whole little skit that he did.
That was great.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's funny.
I think everybody likes CM Punk.
But they're not pushing him anymore. They're just kind of keeping him on the...
Well, they're busy with Jim Morrison. I mean, John Morrison. I'm sure.
Jim Morrison, the
They're busy with Jim Morrison. They might as well have just called him Jim Morrison if they didn't get sued.
Hey, wait a minute. Does he copy the Pope with the sunglasses? I noticed that. Or is he?
Well, who had that first?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you that.
That's a big copycat.
I don't know.
We have to find out. That's important news.
Of course, we have No Surrender. Surrender? No Surrender.
Hey, who is this?
This is the Big Al Show. We got No Surrender coming up down here in North Carolina. We love Dusty Rhodes.
Looking at Dustin Rhodes interview too.
Dustin Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is a queer. We don't like him.
We like big boys like
We like big boys and dirty boys, down south boys. Good, but I could care less. I love wrestling so much, I'll keep going with them. I still can't believe the Ultimate Warrior hit you. I thought it was done. It had been forever since we heard from him.
He even had his tassels on.
He has the tassels on every week when he bothers us. Guy's in full gimmick.
You know he does workout videos on YouTube?
He does workout videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I swear.
That's ridiculous.
Dude, I swear to God, YouTube it. He, teaches people how to lift weights. I swear. He is jacked up still.
It's official. Early last month, it was confirmed.
WCW's out of it?
Big news. Nope, that happened already. 10 years ago.
Damn it.
Jeff Jarrett, Double J, and Kurt Angle's wife are now officially married.
Awesome.
They are married.
Good for him. He loves those kids.
That is a hell of a storyline. I wish everyone could just put their differences aside and do that angle. That would be the best one. And we'll get into the No Surrender stuff, but that would be a pretty cool little angle. A lot of people would watch.
Sure, but it might get heated.
If they brought me to TNA, the first thing I would do is try to talk to everybody and say the first matches we're going to want to do here, Jeff Jarrett is definitely going to have to take on Kurt Angle. We're going to have to do some sort of storyline there.
Heated.
That's the best part of it.
No, but it might
the
go.
best part of it. They're friends. No. They're friends now. They say it's cool. So if it's cool and it's squash, why can't you do it?
Angle was mad.
It might be good for everybody.
Angle was very mad.
It might be great. I know he was mad, but this was
actually put them in an ankle lock.
It would get ratings. It would get ratings. It would be a hell of a
Whoa! If he broke his ankle,
he wouldn't really do it.
Whoa!
I don't think he'd really do it, but it would be it would still be a story.
Wow,
a big one.
He'd get sued.
Then I would try to talk to Awesome Kong and see if we can get a one-time match with Bubba the Love Sponge. Yeah! Just once. I would want to keep Bubba. I would want to keep Awesome Kong, but definitely I think that was an easy one that they could have put together.
Bubba said he wanted to do it.
Did Awesome Kong want to do it?
No, but he brought the idea to Dixie, and they said no.
Dixie's an idiot, so of course she's going to say no.
What are you talking about? I love wrestling. I've only watched last year.
It's been great since 2008, huh?
It's a 3 count, and that finishes the match.
Yes, Dixie, we know.
We can use different refs, and
yeah. Well, not really, but we can talk about that later. You have a lot to learn first. I'm sorry, everybody. It's so pathetic that Dixie Carter is running a wrestling company. She's been watching since, 2005? She's been a fan?
Yeah.
Come on. A company should be in the hands of a wrestling fan. Vince McMahon is a fan. Love him or hate him. Bad about him. Wrestling needs to be in the hands of a fan. That being said, Eric Bischoff, and my dog Bella here with TNA TJ. Wrestling, I can't do the show. The dog's staring at me like that.
Or listen. Ted Turner, when he owned it, he didn't really know wrestling. He just stayed the hell out of it. That's what he hired people for, to do the goddamn wrestling. Most owners don't know what the hell they're doing with the company. That's why you hire people to run it.
But Dixie Carter is sticking her nose in there. You know she has her hands on the product. Eric Bischoff said this week on a radio show, Monday Night Mayhem, I believe, that him and Hogan pretty much have nothing to do, puppets, with it. He didn't say that, of course not. But he said the process, they don't control marketing. They don't control what wrestlers they hire. They don't control what wrestlers are pushed. They don't control what wrestlers are released.
Jeez.
They have input in creative, but Bischoff said it. Vince Russo writes it. They basically tweak it, and it goes off, I assume, to Lord Dixie Carter, who uses all her grand wrestling knowledge to make the best decision for the wrestling world.
Do you think he goes home, he calls Hogan, been drinking a little bit, and says, man, Hogan, what the hell are we doing?
No, I think he calls Hogan, and I think he says, dude, I'm making some cool money here. If they just want us to sit around and act like we're doing something, fine.
Right.
Whatever, We'll sit here and get a 1.0.
And when they fire us, I'll just say I had nothing to do.
I'll just say I had nothing to do with it, and I'll write a book about it. Well, the good news. Now, this is big for me. Big for me. And it's going to get me watching TNA, or at least giving TNA another chance.
Psyched up.
I'm psyched up because I just like live television, and Dixie says we know that TNA Impact is going to go live October 7th.
Yes.
But then, is it going to go live on a permanent basis? That's the big, big question. If it does, I'm all on board. I will love it. I love live wrestling, okay? I like knowing that anything can happen. If a big name joined or if a big angle took place, I didn't hear about it before, and it's just more exciting. It's not on the Internet. There's no spoilers in your face. You don't have to worry about going on Twitter or going on a wrestling page or looking something up and seeing something out there. It sucks. So I like live wrestling shows. That's why I never miss Raw, and I almost always, at least now, I haven't been watching Impact. Not much SmackDown either. We'll talk about SmackDown. You watched it. I watched Alberto Del Rio. Just split. And a lot of people, I think, are, they go two ways on this, but I am 100% against a roster split, against all those belts. I guess I'm old school. When we grew up watching it, there was no two different rosters. I didn't see, certain wrestlers on Challenge and certain wrestlers on Superstars.
Well, you know what I did like? On the weaker WCW nights, they wouldn't ever really played the best wrestlers, but you get the medium guys that you don't see much.
Well, sure, but they didn't come out and split the roster and say, Ric Flair could never show up on Saturday night because he's not on the Saturday night roster.
But he was.
So if he does, it's, then when like Undertaker shows up on Raw, it's like, okay, so why do you have a roster split?
Right.
Like, I'm all for seeing Taker on Raw every week, okay? Seeing anyone on Raw any given week. But, to say, well, he can't be here and then he shows up, that makes no sense. So anyone can just show up, so why is there a roster split? So the wrestlers could just go back and forth. Why aren't they? It doesn't make sense. There's a lot of things in wrestling these days that don't make sense. And we don't mean to pick on TNA. I'm a big TNA supporter. That's why I want them to do better. But, WWE makes tons of mistakes too. But WWE, I don't care what anyone says. I will defend them as far as this goes. They're the best doing it right now.
Oh, well, overall. Doing it.
Now, I know they have the money. They can have the amazing production. They're going all over the country. They get the big audiences. That helps a lot. You know what I mean? When your angles are being seen by 15,000 in the arena, that projects on TV as opposed to 500 in a little studio. It looks like your show with the 500 is kind of crappy because no one's really there and you can't really hear the crowd.
No, you can.
You can, but it doesn't sound like.
No, it sounds more like the camera's right in front of them. They're like, there's no one there.
Well, there's a lot of mistakes right now, TNA, but at least if they go live, that's a big step. And I'm all for them going live. They want to do it on Thursdays. More power to them.
They got one cameraman.
Do you think Vince would be a sneaky guy and maybe say, hey, let's just go put SmackDown on Thursdays. Yeah. Thursdays live. Hey, SmackDown's not even live, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah, but it can't be.
Let's buy TNA. Dixie won't sell it right now. Give her a couple years, and she'll be done with the whole wrestling thing. I'm sure it's just a fad for her. Oh, boy, if she ever listened to the show, she would freaking hate Mike's guts. But, yeah, who cares?
She's not that rich and powerful.
And it's not like she would ever listen to a fan anyway.
Oh, she does. She says she does on Twitter. Follow her.
Dixie Carter just begging people, prostituting herself out on TV for people to follow her. Screw you. That's what she would say. Screw you, you nobody.
You know it not all.
What else is going on? All right, big NXT Season 3 coming up, a whole 5 episodes. 5 big episodes. And it's going to be all divas.
What?
Yeah.
I won't be watching.
You never watch anyway. What did you think of SmackDown? You saw SmackDown.
I saw bits and pieces. The ending was funny.
Tell everybody.
Well,
I know that's not your specialty. Match recaps.
Match recap.
As a wrestling fan,
Kane was very mad. He came out on the mic.
Kane is going to be wrestling Undertaker at the pay-per-view.
He came out, and he acted like he was Undertaker and laughed at everybody. Laughed.
Deep.
People were disappointed. Then the Undertaker came out, because it wasn't the Undertaker. Then the Undertaker came out.
Of course he did.
And then, boom, the lights went out.
Oh, of course they did.
And Kane disappeared.
Of course they did.
And he started talking on the big...
He got on the big screen. Oh, wonderful. The tricks and the gadgets.
He laughed. He took his superpowers, you say. He took his powers.
Oh, boy, really? We're getting comics back into wrestling now. That's a little silly. But, you know, the Undertaker stuff's always been a little over the top.
So to put his eyes.
Of course, you know, this is going to be a little over the top.
It's scary. The lightning. You ever see the beginning? Lights go out.
You hear that sound? You know what that means.
Little time for what?
It's time for the fever. Time for the wrestling fever, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you have the fever for this week? Every week on the Big Al Show, we like to ask the wrestling fans, who do they have the fever for? So let's find out. TNA TJ, who do you have the wrestling fever for?
Hugh Morris. Do you like that? He was the man. He had a very cool costume. And I thought he was a character for like a jobber guy. He did an awesome backflip off the top rope. And I miss Hugh Morris. If Hugh Morris came down, he'd kill most half the wrestlers in TNA. That's all I got to say about that. The jobbers in WCW were better than TNA wrestlers today. Jerry Fun.
Awesome. I have the fever for Jeff Jarrett's new wife.
Yeah?
She's Kurt Angle's ex-wife. I've never seen her. I don't know what she looks like.
Google.
But apparently, everyone else has the fever. I'm sorry. I don't like these women who go around backstage. I'm sorry. I know that's not going to give me any fans with Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just don't like to see these women in wrestling, you know. Remember when Liz was with Macho? But later you find out she's with Luger, and I don't know. I mean, are you looking anywhere outside wrestling if it's not working?
Yeah.
You know, maybe this next time you shouldn't marry a wrestler?
You hear about Linda Hogan?
Linda Hogan, another wonderful example, but, well, she hasn't slept with any wrestlers.
Well, no, the young kid, you heard he's going to do, like, wrestling.
Get out of town. Here he is. He's going to do wrestling.
Yeah, like, he wants to, like, try for it, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Do you think Hulk Hogan would challenge him to a match and shoot on him and break his legs in the ring?
I'm just joking, by the way.
Aw. You've had me. You fooled me.
Dude, that would be huge. What do you mean? You wouldn't know.
It would suck. But I'm sure.
Do you think Hogan?
Did Hogan bring him in?
Oh, man.
That's the question.
That would get huge ratings.
I don't know. It would be.
The manager.
And Linda would do it. That would never happen. He wouldn't go that far.
Young dude.
Back the whole card that way. Kurt Angle.
Maybe make you your wife, man.
Oh, man. It could get bad.
Thanks for the money, Hulkster.
Some little punk kid.
I'm living just.
Well, yeah, people would want to see Hogan kick this kid's ass, I think. It would do good.
He would be blinking.
Yeah, he would shoot on him.
It would be a real leg drop.
So who does everyone in the chat have the wrestling fever for? Let's find out. Let's see. I'm looking. Who are you guys? They're just going at it in the chat today. Ahmed Johnson?
Yes.
Really? You're just obsessed with Ahmed Johnson.
He was Harlem Heat first.
In fact, with Harlem Heat in the twilight.
Terrible.
Didn't he seem like he was going to be huge? I was like, when WWE first brought him out, I was thinking, man, he's going to be kind of big. Big, huge guy, built. He did good. They pushed him. Yeah, he was good for a minute. But, boy, he fell off. When he fizzled out fast. When he fell off fast.
Hey, what happened to the ECW champion? Remember that guy? Big dude? Yeah, dude. The guy that beat the last ECW champion. WWF did. Remember they just stopped doing ECW. Ezekiel Jackson. What happened to him?
You're asking the wrong guy, buddy. You watch more SmackDown than me.
He's not there.
He definitely hasn't been on Raw. I guess maybe he's been released. Anybody heard from Ezekiel Jackson? It's a good question, man. I honestly, if he had been released, I'd forget about it. Yeah, they didn't put anything behind ECW. Where's Christian? What's Christian doing? That's what I want to know. Man, I've been begging Vince, well, like I talked to the guy, but I've been screaming about Christian needing to get the push he deserves. He's good.
God, he's so
good.
boring.
He was pretty good as the TNA champion.
Christian.
Dude, he's a lot better than a lot of the guys that they're pushing in WWE right now. I think he's up there with Edge, man.
Oh, come on.
I really did.
ABL's better if he came back.
But I always liked Edge and Christian as a tag team.
Why aren't they a tag team? Because they're singles now.
They're the originators to me. They should be together. That would be an awesome tag team for Jack. And what's Edge doing? He's fooling around in this whole six-man shebang that they have going on again. Night of Champions.
I like Jericho still.
It's about time to get into our No Surrender predictions.
Oh.
See, there's a pay-per-view tomorrow. There sure is.
Better not surrender.
TNA No Surrender.
No, I'm not going to surrender.
Let's do a quick run-through to some more of the news. We're going to go fast to this, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to go fast. Speed it up. Tommy Dreamer tried to get Sandman a second chance in TNA.
Yeah.
No luck.
Sandman sucks.
Okay?
He's so old and out of shape.
Dixie noted a big new signing on Twitter. I guess that is Mickie James.
Norton. Bodyguard.
Ken Norton. We talked about...
Why is that so big?
Johnny Knoxville is hosting Raw October 4th.
Hey, I like him. Jackass.
The Rock is going to be in a 3D movie now called Journey to the Mysterious Land in 3D.
I'm going.
The original, I guess, Journey was with Brendan Fraser.
Gotta go.
Ironically.
I saw it.
When is The Rock going to give it up, man? He's got enough crap movies, crap after crap, trash after trash.
Wow.
Did you hear when he got mentioned? I believe it was on Raw. The crowd didn't really pop hard for him, and I believe, I could be wrong, I heard some boos.
No.
Wrestling fans, I mean, this guy quit on us. I'm sorry to say it. I love The Rock, and that's why I'm so mad, okay? He was going to be the next Hulk Hogan, okay? And I don't say that a lot because I'm a big Hogan fan. He was the next huge big thing. Austin was huge, yes, but he was entering the twilight of his career. Rock was a lot younger. A lot was expected from Rock, and he kind of left us, man. So I'm sorry. I still hold a little bit of a grudge because he's, I get it. You want to act, but he's done nothing with wrestling. He didn't want to stick with it at all. He just dumped it off. He left very young, and most of the movies he's done, 90% garbage.
No.
Garbage.
I don't know. 60-40.
60-40, you're out of your mind.
You got to pull his movie list up. I think you're wrong.
I think he did a big disservice to wrestling fans everywhere. His movie list? What movies did he do that you like?
I'd have to see the list again. I don't remember offhand.
Now, look, I respect everyone's opinion. If you like the Rock movies, that's fine.
See?
But I think the majority of wrestling fans would rather see The Rock in the ring and find that way more entertaining than any of the movies he's doing. If he left to be the next, big name actor, he's winning awards, he's doing big things.
Or something.
He's doing big things. I'll just ignore that comment. Then that's fine. I'm all for it. But if he's going to do crap movie after crap movie, I'm sorry. I said I was going to speed through that.
Has
If anyone's
movies
yes, The Rock. Alberto Del Rio.
That's what I thought.
Alberto Del Rio's announcer is Jesus Ricardo Rodriguez.
Oh, man.
I guess he was an indie wrestler and a trainer in California. He's cool. We talked about the Angry Anonymous Wrestler with John Cena. Caval won season 2 of NXT.
Oh, we got
Low-key.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good for him. I like him. When did Dixie's husband get involved in the angles?
What angle?
I guess Surge, her husband, was jumped on Impact.
His name is Surge?
I guess that's his name. Did you watch Impact? I thought you watched Impact.
I made him miss that part.
Well, I don't know what the hell is going on if Dixie's husband's now getting involved. This is beyond ridiculous. Raw rating 3.5.
Typical.
Up. No, not typical. Up. Give them credit. We're trying to do. Hey, when they're hanging around 3-1, dude, that's bad. And I'm going to call them out for a 3-1. A 3-5, you're in safe territory. I'm not going to talk trash. But, no, man, under a 3.0, to me, is going to be doomsday. You hear me, WWE fans? And I'm a WWE fan. If we get under 3.0, then McMahon's going to hit the buzzer. Something's got to happen. Because things are not great right now.
Who the hell would buy WWE?
Well, he's not going to sell it. Well, I'm not saying that.
Oh.
The guy can't even get a station to take NXT. They won't even take NXT. No one wants it. So that's it. They love it. McMahon loves NXT.
Over.
They're doing 5 seasons, 5 shows for the next season.
Get a power play.
They're talking at WGN about maybe putting it on there. Ugh.
power plant would be cool.
Oh, shut up.
What? I was just saying.
Enough WCW.
No, but that was the real NXT.
Cena hates UFC. He said he won't even let his kids watch.
He's lying.
He said he won't even let his kids watch UFC.
Yeah, right. He's jealous.
And they found pills in Lulu Vachon's house. Some paraphernalia, Oxycontin, painkillers and stuff, I'm sure. We don't know what happened. The autopsy due out soon.
Drugs very soon.
Probably, but, R.I.P. Luna. We love Luna. She was great.
Stop that.
Well, her house burned down. She was pretty stressed out, I'm sure. So, there's your quick news. And now, TNA No Surrender.
Oh.
You like that name?
No Surrender. Is that how they're going to announce it? That's got to be TNA.
I hope not. We have 2 semifinal matches, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Eric Bischoff said on his radio show with his A program. This is the A. This is their main event stuff. This is their headline. What they're really sitting in the back. Him and Vince Russo, sitting in the back like 2 OGs, coming up with a plan for TNA Impact. A+. And the match is pretty good. I'm going to give him credit. Anderson and Pope. Listen, Anderson and Pope could be a fantastic match. All right? Both great talents. Do we have anything negative to say about the Pope or Anderson?
I like them both.
I take over both. They can do most of the Pope, but I like them both. I would take them both in my wrestling federation any day of the week.
Sure.
And they're definitely untapped talent. I think Anderson still has a lot to prove, and a lot of people compare him a little bit with the guy that left wrestling, The Rock. The way he talks and his mic skills and mic work and stuff.
Who compares him to what?
Well, I've heard a lot of, obviously not as good. No, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, no.
Because he's out there, the way he uses the microphone.
He wishes.
Of course he wishes, of course. But I'm saying, that's sort of his gimmick, right? This flamboyant, talkative,
he's not flamboyant.
Mr.,
Yeah, but he's not flamboyant.
For millions! It's all kind of there.
The Rock.
I don't know. Well, The Rock of course. Look, man, I'm not trying to compare them. I'm saying as far as gimmicks sort of. Okay, so I think the winner will be Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. I was watching Alfred Hitchcock last night.
Were you?
That's where that accent comes from. The Lady Vanishes. All you guys, you might not know, I'm a big Alfred Hitchcock fan. If you're a little too young to remember him, please go and watch an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Do yourself a favor. It's a big change from the MTV-style movies that we have these days, in-your-face stuff. You got to have the patience. It's old, but the dialogue is more realistic. You got to see it. The direction, that's how a director
Start with The Birds.
The Birds, TNA TJ is one of his favorites.
Yes.
That was a great one as well.
You'll like that.
Okay.
You're going to start.
The Psycho, obviously, a great one. But everyone's heard of it or they've seen a stupid remake.
Right.
Rear Window is the big one.
Yes.
That's the one you got to see. Oh, totally off track. TNA. They're catching on to me. They always get off track, so I'm getting off track. Back to TNA No Surrender.
It's fun.
The other semifinal match in the heavyweight title tournament, Kurt Angle will take on Jeff Hardy.
Let's go Angle.
Kurt Angle will win the match. So I'm going Anderson and Angle. That's going to be my 2 picks for those.
Mine too.
Stop following. Stop being a follower.
That's my pick.
I'm going with Mr. Anderson, Kurt Angle. That's going to be an awesome match. They had a great match the last time they wrestled. Like I said, I've missed it. But it was the cage match. Oh, remember that one? Lockdown, I believe. Awesome match. Can they do it again? Yes. So what's the story, though? What's going to be the story here? Because Bischoff is talking. He was saying that this is going to be a big turn in the story they've been laying down since March. So what's the story? TNA fans, loyal TNA fan, what's the story here? I haven't been watching. What could happen? Is some big deal going on here? Are we having a faction versus faction fight? Are these guys splitting into 2? Is WCW coming back? Because one match on here gets my attention. Sting and Nash against Jeff Jarrett and Samoa Joe. All WCW guys, WCW thing, and Samoa Joe thrown in there. What is that all about? You've been watching. How did Samoa Joe get in there?
I don't know.
anywhere. They just announced that
Sting is now Wolfpack, though.
Sting's in the Wolfpack. Yeah, I know. He was in the Wolfpack in '99. I believe it was 99.
That's why he's with Nash. They're for life.
Or maybe 98. Abyss and Rhino, falls count anywhere.
Ooh. Could go right to the outside of the ring.
Exciting.
Right.
That's a snoozer. I have no interest in that match.
Wow.
Who's going to win Sting and Nash? I'm sorry. I can't even really give my predictions. I haven't been watching.
I got Sting and Nash.
I'll go Sting and Nash because I think Jeff Jarrett's going to turn on Samoa Joe. Are we going to have a WCW faction? What do you think?
He's going to give him his final move, huh?
He's going to give him the stroke.
Hit him with the guitar.
Hit him with the guitar. Velvet Sky against Madison Rayne. File that under nobody cares. Stop trying. File that under stop trying. And so they're bringing in Mickie James. What's she going to do? She'll get a quick little pop. It might go up from a 1.0 to a 1.2 real quick. But then what? Hey, they're going live. I'm going to stop being negative.
Yeah, negative.
They're going live. They're going live. I'm all with going live. TNA going live. Starting October 7th. If they keep with it. Now, she hasn't said that they're going live for good. We're sick. But if they stick with it, I'm all for it.
TNA fans are
awesome. You're complaining about TNA too.
Total nonstop garbage. Come on!
Sabu against Douglas Williams for the X Division title.
Douglas Williams. That's who I got. Because he's the man.
I'm going to go with Sabu.
Old ass.
I know he's going to lose, but I don't care. You know what? I'm going to do opposites in this one.
Oh.
I'm switching my picks. Since TNA is so tough, they'll always do the wrong thing. Here are my new predictions, everybody. The Pope is going to win his match. Jeff Hardy's going to win his match. Pope versus Jeff Hardy for the title. And the winner of that match is going to be Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy is going to be your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. What do you think of that? Sucks. Motor City Machine Guns against Desmond Wolf and Magnus. I think it will be the Motor City Machine Guns, so therefore I'm going with Desmond Wolf and Magnus. Desmond Wolf and Magnus will win the tag team title.
No, they won't.
AJ Styles and Dreamer. My senses tell me that Tommy Dreamer would make himself lose and book himself to lose if he had control to put over Styles. So I'm going to go with Tommy Dreamer for the victory. Tommy Dreamer for the win.
You're doing terrible picks now.
These are awesome picks.
All over them.
Sabu against Douglas Williams, like I said, Sabu.
That's Sabu.
Saying that, Jeff Jarrett and Samoa Joe are going to win the match.
No.
Abyss and Rhino. Rhino is going to win. Rhino is going to win.
No.
Velvet Sky and Madison Rayne.
You're getting an F on this, buddy.
This is going to be my best one ever. I'm taking Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo and going Madison Rayne.
Ooh.
How do you like that?
Awesome picks.
I bet you, everybody, I get 100% on those picks. And next week I'm going to come on the Big Al Show and brag my ass off when Jeff Hardy is your new TNA Heavyweight Champion, when Abyss puts over Rhino, when Douglas Williams puts over Sabu, and AJ Styles puts over Tommy Dreamer. I can't wait. Do you like Desmond Wolf and his little buddy, Matt?
Did he lose the title because he got hurt?
He's gone, yeah. He's injured.
So that they could just...
Well, the truth is they ran out of dates to use him.
It's ridiculous.
What do you think of Night of Champions? Real quick, that's looking okay. Kane versus Taker, as of right now, I would have to go Kane. Team Lay Cool versus Molina. They don't know if it's going to be Lay Cool or Big Cool like that. I don't care. Sheamus, who's going to win the six-way match? I thought we were done with six-way matches.
No.
I'm not. Who's going to win that one? I'm going to go with, oh, man, I want to say Barrett. I want to say they're going to do a little something with NXT and throw that belt on Barrett. They really push him hard, but maybe just back to John Cena.
Yeah.
We want to thank everybody in the chat room for joining us this week. Daniel from Scotland, Canadian Mad Max, thank you for joining us. Grim, thank you as always for joining us. The Luchadors,
yes.
Inge, loyal TNA fans, Forza, Talk Wrestling Live. Thank you guys, and we will see you all next Saturday, 6 o'clock, as always, for the Big Al Show. And I guess that's it.
That is.
Should we go overtime today?
Talk back. Well,
we're going to go overtime, so if you guys want to come back
in case you didn't get those
and check it out in the archives,
I didn't say that.
I think we're going to keep going for a minute here.
Sure.
Why not? So to everybody listening live, adios. To everybody listening. About 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
You know what we're going to go back to? We're gonna start catching the fever again.
Yes.
I got another little rant, and I got some more fever to talk about. First, I'm gonna let you go with Wrestling Fever, and that's it. We are now in our archive time. That's the end of the regular Big Al show. Whew, I'm tired. Now we can just loosen up a little bit and relax. If you guys want, you can just shut it off now. We're cool. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Because otherwise, we're just going to get we might get a little crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go overtime. Last time we did this, I think we played football.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be playing any football anymore because I hurt my arm.
You are not that funny.
What kind of guy hurts his arm throwing a football?
Well, you know what that says? He could have never made it to college football.
Good thing I never tried. Good thing I never
The
tried.
first is, Al, it was.
I could wrestle, though.
Why didn't you do
I could wrestle my ass off.
You were too babyish.
Well, I wasn't
Getting in trouble.
hanging out with punks,
Throwing people downstairs.
hitting them with chairs, body slamming people in the backyard.
Nice.
Your phone's going crazy. Who's calling TNA TJ right now?
Joe Nobody.
Joe Nobody? So is everybody playing fantasy football?
Yes.
We're playing.
Buffalo Bills.
That's
Remember when I picked all Bills players in the first year?
Yeah.
20 points ever. I hated it.
You were
like,
terrible.
That's who I, dude.
I'm thinking of doing a wrestling game for my fantasy football team this year.
Wrestling fantasy would be unbelievable.
Do you think they have it somewhere? They should. Somebody needs to create that.
I don't think
it would be tough to do, though. You would never know if your guy was going to wrestle.
Well, that's the thing. Great.
Yeah, it would be tough.
Who's your number one fantasy?
Who's my fantasy number one? John Cena.
Yeah.
Because he's going to win the most. He'll be on TV the most. I'm sure he would generate the most points.
Yeah. Who would you go second now?
Randy Orton.
Think so?
Yeah. Definitely. It's a good pick. Who would you go first?
I don't know, man. You have to go WWE, obviously.
Well, if I picked Randy Orton, if I picked John Cena, and I might just go ahead and pick Randy Orton, because, if I was in a fantasy draft. You remember I picked Dwayne Wade with, the second pick last year. I didn't care. I'm a Heat fan.
Right.
And I won, by the way, even though a lot of people
Nobody cares.
Stop playing. I don't care. I won. I was the basketball fan.
Oh, wow.
You're such a hater. You're mad because I pretty much won the football as well.
Yeah, well, you did.
Hey, Steven Jackson they pulled him at the last minute, man, and I got no points for my running back. That's at me because it was past the deadline. His game was at 4. Ridiculous.
Are we still doing the same?
How am I supposed to know they're going to pull Steven Jackson?
We're still doing the same week, same place?
Same place, buddy. Same place, same time.
Yes,
same Warrior channel.
TBS Sports.
Did you guys like the gag today about the Ultimate Warrior? You don't think anyone believes the Ultimate Warrior really hits you with a car, do they?
I would think that we would be calling the police.
Well, I said the ambulance came, and the police didn't believe us.
So you could have said
I tried to cover those. I tried to cover those plot holes.
Right now, the ambulance.
I tried to cover the plot holes as best I could.
Then I just show up.
Police said, Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, tassels. Yeah, he had his face paint on too. Okay, pal.
You know this guy.
Yeah, you better go home and get some rest.
Yeah. Wasn't he in the 80s, man?
Yeah, was Hulk Hogan with him?
Isn't he dead?
Remember the rumor? The Ultimate Warrior died?
But it was actually, what's his name? Thunder? What was his name? Renegade.
Renegade.
He was good, huh?
He was good. It says we're off the air, but I don't know if that's
he
true.
He was good. Dude, I'm joking. Renegade was
Yeah, he was awesome. I'm not paying attention. Listen, I got to tell you, sometimes I'm trying to pay attention to something else that's going on, and I'll just tell you, great, TNA TJ.
Yeah, Renegade.
Sure, Renegade, awesome. He was real good. I'm looking at our Blog Talk Radio, and it says, waiting for hosts to call in. But we're called in. We're dialed in. I hope. I want to keep going. I'm in a good mood here. The show's rolling.
That's it, man.
So what else is going on, TNA TJ?
Take a look here.
Who's the big call from? Who's the mystery girl this week? TNA TJ's been meeting a lot of girls off.
Yeah.
off the internet lately?
No.
You met some off Craigslist?
Yeah, on my TV. I'm like, what? Not doing anything.
Lazy SOB you are.
Being home is the coolest thing you can do. Oh, especially on a weekend.
You got to get the hell out of your house.
I have my shows. The Entourage, Dexter's coming on soon, Pawn Stars, wrestling on Monday, wrestling on Thursday. I got my baseball game, I got my basketball, football coming, college football today.
How could you ever miss any of that?
SmackDown on Friday. So, tell me, how can you go out? SmackDown's on. Then Saturday, you got the new movies on HBO.
New movies on HBO on Saturday.
And boxing.
They come out on Sunday.
No, it's Saturday. It's right before boxing. They have the boxing.
Oh, you need help. We're going to get you a psychologist.
Next week, Vladimir Klitschko, Sam Peter.
The Ultimate Warrior really did hit you today.
You watching? Sam Peter kick some ass.
Yeah, why not?
ESPN3.com.
Why the hell not?
Hey, I just gave a shout out there. A free.
ESPN really needed our help. ESPN was struggling. There you go, ESPN. Thank us later.
No, not thank us. I want at least 1% of that. Or whoever goes to your
Yeah. Well, 1% of all your profits from here on out.
3 million.
Beyond, my friend.
So I guess that's it. We should shut everything down and say thanks, everybody, for listening. Oh, Rice Krispie treat.
I'm out.
What?
I am out of Rice Krispie treats.
Oh, it's terrible.
Wrestling fans will see you next Saturday and every Saturday at 6 o'clock on The Big Al Show. Good night.